Week 10, last lecture. If anyone leaves, you have to leave by the front door. I did say that they have to stand by the door. No one's allowed to leave anymore. That's it. I've got you locked in for the last lecture. Maybe we'll finish early. Apparently, we are the most keen course out of all the courses sitting an exam. 1511, almost every session is full. Like 900 of you have put in preferences. I don't even know what's going on. That has never happened before. And whoever hasn't, there's just one time available. So that's going to be your time. But yeah, hopefully everyone, that's how excited everyone was. Actually, in the first, I think it was the first 4 hours, we had 800 students put their preferences in. If only you felt the same way about the My Experience surveys. If only. If only. All right. Okay, so on Monday we did lots of linked lists, and I told you pointless stories about dead rats. Hopefully not today. So today we're going to do pointers, arrays, and strings. A few people on the forums did ask about doing some array questions, so we are going to do array questions and also some pointers and strings. Why not? We're just going to have fun today. It's the last lecture. You know, everyone's done. I can see it's just, things are just waning. So we're going to do that. How has everyone felt about the prac exam?
Mine's tomorrow.
Hey?
Mine's tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Unhelpful. Anyone else? Has anyone who's seen the prac exam? Do you feel like it's... Hey? Oh, I have been trying to get better keyboards for a long time. You can't bring your own, unfortunately. No, it's because if you have a mechanical keyboard, you're going to annoy the living daylights out of everyone around you. Also, like light-up keyboards. I think I will lose the plot. You can hear it outside then. Yeah, you know, Sophia, you're speaking a different language online?
Just some Japanese for your Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize you speak Japanese. Well, there we go. It's all getting exciting. Okay, I'm really just thrown by that. Okay, so none of you own keyboards. I'm sorry, even though, you know, I feel hypocritical because I brought my own keyboard to the office as well. Okay, so guess what? The My Experience surveys are still out, and they're going to be out for another week until the start of the exams. So please, please, please fill out the My Experience surveys if you can. That would be great. Okay, revision classes. Again, there is 2 in week 11. They are Monday and Wednesday. So if you would like to revise for the course and do some revision questions, please come along, register, and come along. And if they fill up, we will have other classes as well. How's everyone going with assignment 2? Everyone finished, submitted, done, dusted? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Oh, style. Okay. Make it look really nice. All right. Oh, it's time to code. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do a problem. Okay. That was fast. I feel like I didn't get a lot of leeway into this, and I'm just not ready yet. Okay. Hey? Well, I did see a dead cockroach yesterday, and it was huge. And then my dog tried to play with it, and it was disgusting. Okay, and that was another pointless story for a Thursday afternoon. Okay, so let's look at this exercise that is here. Find totals. Okay, so something similar to the exam, probably a 1-dot question, so like a question 5. Basically what you have to do is, given this 2-dimensional array, you have to find how many rows add up to 10, okay? So let's do that. Okay, so again, you're going to get a file that looks something like this as your starter code. And remember, you don't get starter code for everything, but you do for this one. And you will have to write the function that actually finds the totals. But for you is going to have a main function that is going to have an array that's going to be passed into the functions. So you can change this array if you wanted to test out what's going on, and if you wanted to test out a different input. So you can change the numbers in here and then just run it again, and it will test it for you. And also it does the printf statement for you, so you cannot get that wrong. So you can get maximum possible marks with auto test. Okay, shall we do this question? How do we feel we would do this question? If we were given this array, how would we find the number of rows that add up to 10 in a two-dimensional array? Everyone's just like, oh my God, can we just take a nap? No, because you came, so you clearly want to code. Okay, come on, thoughts, ideas, suggestions. Come on, wake up. Two-dimensional arrays, yes. You've forgotten all about them. For loops, yes. How many? Yes, nested for loops. We want a for loop inside a for loop because it's a two-dimensional array. How exciting. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, what should my condition be? Whilst row is less than? Yep, size. Okay, great. And then I'm going to have another for loop. Did you just hit?
No, friend snatched the chocolate.
Did you just hit someone?
No, someone snatched it from their friend.
Oh, classic. Oh, I did actually. I tried out with a Nerf gun, shooting at chocolates, and I ended up breaking some things in my house. So I did not bring the Nerf gun. It was very exciting. The neighbors messaged to see if everything's okay. I created absolute chaos. Okay, good. Okay, so we've got a nested for loop. Absolutely nothing is happening. But now I can peruse my two-dimensional array, which is always very exciting. So what can I do now? Someone on the chat. Initialize a count and a temp. Okay, let's initialize a count. That sounds good. And we'll initialize it to 0 to count up these number of rows. And what else can I do? I know that I want to find number of rows with the sum equal to exactly 10. Is that 10 going to change? Not in this question. So I think I'm going to hash define it. Okay, great. Let's do it. And next, what am I going to do next? Go on, you all know what to do. I know you do.
You need a variable for sum.
I need to what?
You need to have a variable for sum.
I do, okay. So I've now just got a hash define for some row, and I need to have a variable for sum, exactly, because I'm going to add up my rows. Oh, I missed that.
I'm getting good.
Just for the break. Okay, great. What am I going to do now? Should I sum up the row? Okay, hang on. That's not what it's called. Yep. Okay, great. Anything else I should do? Okay, I've got a sum now. What should I do now? Should I check if that sum is equal to 10? Where should I check if that sum is equal to 10? What line?
After the first for loop.
Yep, after the first for loop. Excellent. Okay, great.
That was not me.
So if sum is equal to some row, then what do I want to do? Yep, let's increment count by 1. Excellent.
Also, do you have to set sum back to 0 after, like, in the first for loop?
Excellent, well done. Okay, so here I'm going to reset the sum to 0 so that it doesn't just keep adding up for each and every row. Oh, that was amazing. That was very good. Yeah, I feel like you've reached the pinnacle of like just tutoring in this course. Okay, excellent. Okay, so what are we thinking? We're thinking this is going to work, this is going to be a magical adventure, maybe. Nope, I'm not in the right directory. Oh, and you can't even see this. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to compile. Oh. Okay. And let's run it. Okay, 0 rows had a sum of 10. That is not true. It should be 2. Where is the mistake?
You got to return count.
Very good, well done. Okay, so we're returning 0 back to our program, which obviously just prints out 0 wherever it is. Okay, let's go again. No chocolate for that? Okay, there we go. And now it's 2 rows that have a sum of 10. Okay, excellent. Okay, how is everyone feeling about this type of question? It's really is everyone just, people are leaving. Are they going to take the front door, the back door? Oh, taking the front door. No, just taking another, oh, but not walking in front of me. Oh. Okay, how do we feel about that question? Just one thumbs up, come on. Yeah, okay, okay, a few thumbs up. Anyone thumbs down? Okay, thank you for participating in both ways of this poll. Okay, good. This is similar to a question 5, so hopefully you can do it in a few minutes as well. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, what about this one? I made this one up last night. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I had a moment, and that moment was this question. Write a C program, indivisible.c, which should print the integers read, which are not exactly divisible by any other of the integers read. You can tell that I wrote this late at night, because grammatically that is horrible. The reading until EOF is done for you. So I did that, but then in the next question I decided, no, we're going to do it ourselves too. But you only have to implement the divisibility function. Okay, so let's have a look what that looks like. Okay, so something like this. That is incorrect. That is the wrong file. Okay, something like this. We've got our function divisible, indivisible, and then inside here is going to be the actual scanf. Okay. In your exam, you might be asked to actually do the reading in yourself, so we will do a question that will involve reading in as well. But in the first one, I did it for you because I don't know why. I should have just left it out. But anyway, it's too late now. Okay, so basically the main function, which you would not change, has an array called numbers. And what it's doing is it is scanning in numbers into that array that you've just created and increasing, the index each time. That's all it's doing. Then it's printing out indivisible numbers, and then it's running running the right function and then printing out a new line. Done. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to write the function that actually checks whether there are indivisible numbers in that array. So what that means is if the array has 3, 4, 5, all of those numbers are indivisible by any other numbers in that array, so it will print all of them out. Okay, thoughts, ideas, suggestions? Do you want to try it yourself, or everyone will just wait for me to do it, and then I just shouldn't do that? No? Yes? Oh, very quiet today. Yeah.
Wait, when we have numbers that are divisible by each other, which one do we keep?
So if you have 3, 6, 9, then 3 is not divisible by any other number, but 6 and 9 are divisible by the 3, so then you wouldn't write those out. I feel like that made sense in my head. I hope it made sense.
You have a for loop to go through the array,
Yep.
and then you're gonna have an if condition inside that to say like, if mod, like, the number you're scanning is not like, oh, you're gonna have a nested for loop.
Mm-hmm.
Where if the number you're currently on is not mod, the numbers before it are not equal to 0, then you got to print out that number.
Yeah. Okay. So what I want to be doing is I want to be checking each element of the array, you know, whether or not it's divisible. Okay. And so that's going to be the mod. Okay. So let's do that. Shall we do that? Let's do that. Okay. Should I give you 2 minutes to try and do it yourself? What's the feels? Any feels at all? Yeah, 2 minutes. Try it yourself. Try it for a condition yourself, and then we'll do it together. Yeah?
Is there an algorithm that's not n squared to this?
I'm sorry. I can't hear very well.
Is there an algorithm that's not n squared to do this?
Is there an algorithm that's not n squared to do this? That's a good question. I mean, you can... The thing is, I mean, it depends, I guess, the size of the array. We're limiting it to 1,000, so it's not going to... There would be other ways to solve it. This is not an efficient way to solve it.
Something to do with matrices?
You know, once you go to data structures and, you know, you do like, you learn the point of balanced binary trees and stuff like that. You'll learn a few of the algorithms that will get you to reduce the timing. You will not feel any inefficiency in 1511. The programs are too small.
Have some sort of like prime factorization thing, and then each number is...
So, this is another, no, this is another late night edition. I did a calculate factorial exercise so I can show you where it's going to finish. And it finishes very early on. So we'll talk about that. Who solved it? Solved it? The silence is deafening. I heard you say that.
Well, because the different things.
I can see Tom's answering questions about the assignment in the chat. Oh, leak checks. Excellent. Okay, let's do it. It's very like, people are like taking it in by, I don't know, just being here. Okay, so let's do int I is equal to 0. We'll go, what will be our condition? How long will we keep going for? Yep, array length, which is the thing that we passed in. And we're going to increase it by 1 each time. Okay, great. And then we're going to start counting up some factors. So I'm going to have something that is going to count them. Okay, great. And what will I do now? Thoughts? I mean, you described it for me, so I guess I won't make someone else describe it. So I'm going to have another way to go through this array now. So int j is equal to 0. J is going to be less than array length as well. Okay. Great. And what am I going to do now? Oh, yeah, there we go. Someone's put it in the chat. Amazing. I'm going to check if array at index I mod array index j so if that equals to 0, which means that it divides up, I'm going to increase my factors. Okay, and then what will I do then? Oh, good. Now we're talking about Valorant. Great. That's Ben's favorite game. All right. Hey? Oh. Okay. Oh, now League of Legends. We've switched. How do I feel about the amount of cat ears in the lecture hall? I feel actually just, as long as you don't bring me dead rats, then we're good. I'm a bit disappointed they're not like Mickey Mouse ears, because I feel like, you know, that's, but I do like it. Okay, here we go. All right, so what am I missing? I'm missing still something. This lecture's just going off course very quickly.
If factors is 0, then you go print out the number.
Yes, excellent. And where am I going to do that?
Inside the first for loop.
Okay, great. Sounds good to me. Inside the first for loop. So I'm going to do it in here. If so, if factors is equal to 1, then I'm going to print it out, okay? Because if it's, and we'll see, potentially not the best thing to do. Actually, I think I had. Okay, let's see what this does. Okay, and then we'll run through it. We'll run through it. Okay, so let's compile it. I'm so close to just a.outing everything. It's time. It's week 10. Oh, hang on. It's meant to read in some numbers. I'm like, what is happening? This is what happens when you don't prompt. Okay, until a negative number is read. No, until no numbers are read. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgot the condition that I stated. Was it a control D? Okay, great. Okay, well, I stuffed that up, so let's try that again because I forgot what was the condition. 6, okay, great. And now I'll just do a control D. Okay, indivisible numbers 1. Is that right? That doesn't feel right. Oh, okay, good. How can I check it better? Yeah, okay, let's try that. Good idea. Yeah, that's better. Okay, 2, 3, 5. There we go. Okay, so some success. Okay, how else? What else should I try? Should I try anything else, or are we happy with this? We're happy? We're so happy. Add a 0. Ooh, that's mean. And I think the question actually says numbers have to be above 1. Because 0, you're right, it's going to break it. Where does it say that? Yeah, read integers greater than 1 until EOF. Oh my gosh, I even said it at the top. Wow. Living the dream. Hey? Well, in the exam question, you can, if we tell you to assume something, you don't have to error check for it. You can just assume that we're being nice to you, and there's not going to be an auto test that's just going to shove a 0 in there.
Assume a user is super.
Yeah, yeah.
Could you try any numbers?
I could. If I could type them, I could. Yes. Very good. Okay. In the exam, are we allowed to auto test unlimited times? Yeah, you're allowed to auto test as many times as you want and submit as many times as you want. Go to town. Do not do that. I will kick you out of the exam. Don't. Please don't.
Can you make code that just randomly puts...
That would be such a waste of exam time instead of doing it.
No, and then it's like, we just keep and just randomly make code until it eventually works.
I will find you. I will find you in that exam, and it will not be pretty.
But what if it works? You make some revolutionary code. Make a proposal that works.
Please don't. You're locked out a lot in the exam environment, so hopefully that will keep you all in check.
That's the challenge.
Challenge accepted. Just get 0 in the exam, but you've got a challenge. You're ready for it. Okay, excellent. Let's have a look what's next. Okay, here we go. Let's do this one now. Okay. Array clamping max. So given a 2D array of integers and a maximum value, you must make sure all values within the 2D array are less than or equal to that maximum value. If a value greater than the max value, you should change the value to be equal to the max value. For example, if the given array was as follows and the max value was set to 10, then the array change should be. So as you can see, any number that's greater than 10 becomes clamped at 10. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, you've got an array. Things are exciting. You're printing out the array. You've got a function to print it out, so you don't need to do that. All you're doing is implementing the function that is clamp max. And if you go to that function, that clamp max is also given a number that is the maximum, so you don't have to think about that either. You just literally implement the function. Okay, so the function takes in the array that you are clamping size and also takes in the maximum value. Okay, thoughts, ideas, suggestions, how we're going to do this? There's only one thing you can ever do with a 2-dimensional array if you want to do anything in it. Yes, just one for loop. Nested for loop, that's right. So if you want to pass through a 2-dimensional... Wow, requests now. I see. And Tom, have you had the flakes yet? Is there any left, or?
There's one left.
Reserving that for yourself. Okay, so let's do this one. So I don't know why I'm pausing so long here. It is week 10. I feel like, there we go. Good. Okay, I've created a nested for loop. So I can go through each element of the array. What should I check now? Yep. So if whatever is sitting inside my array ij is greater than or equal to, yep, greater than or equal to, and whatever the max is that I've passed in here, then I want to make it.
You put less than.
Yeah,
Also, doesn't it only if it's greater than?
Hey?
Doesn't it only need to be greater? Because only if it's greater than that planned value does it get changed.
Yes.
So I mean, it doesn't really make a difference.
Yes. 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 Yep. Thank you. Good. Just checking. Okay. Then I'm going to set it to the max value. That's it? What an easy question. Compile it. Okay, oh God, okay. Oh, because it's, oh gosh. Okay, it's past that, yeah. No, I used both things, let's just not talk about it. Okay, let's just compile it again. Beautiful, everything is so nice, and then let's run it. And we've got everything that was greater than 10 is now changed to 10. We are geniuses. Done. One more. Done. Okay, excellent. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, here. There we go. That's why I was going on about the negative numbers, because this is the question that I decided to stop it at negative numbers. Okay, write a C program that reads integers from standard input until it reads a negative integer. It should then print the odd numbers on one line and then print the even numbers on the next line. You may assume that the program's input will contain only integers. In other words, you can assume scanf succeeds. That's a lot of E's. Wow. Do not advise doing anything late at night. You can assume a negative integer will always be read. You can assume a maximum of 1,000 integers are read before a negative integer is read. Okay, very good English. Let's have a look what we have here. Okay, so file, great. Absolutely nothing is happening in this file because I wanted for everyone to also be able to scan it in. So how about 2 minutes? You try it yourself, and then we'll solve it together. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Are you all right? I can hear lots of keyboards. It's amazing.
Imagine how nice it would sound if it was mechanical.
Maybe that's what we should, hey? During the Kahoot, you should just find a 10-hour, like, mechanical keyboard sound.
10 hours of silence occasionally broken up by a falling metal pipe.
Oh. Oh, okay, you are ready for it.
What is it just?
Oh, this is how you can tell it's a comp sci, people. Look at my mechanical keyboard. No, look at mine. Oh. Oh, look at you, custom keys.
What switches does it have?
It's the ones for Newfie, the not Reese, the brand specific ones.
Sorry, I'm gonna pick that up. Was it called Nightfield?
Newfie, not Reese. Put on the form later.
What? Oh, put on the forum. Here's the keyboard we described earlier. You should sign up for commissions first.
Use my code, pay 10.
Like and subscribe. Okay, shall we do it? Because all the typing stopped after I made that comment. And then everyone got distracted by Sophia's keyboard. It's like a very clear week 10 Thursday lecture. Okay? All right, so what's the first thing we need? We need to read in some numbers. What are we going to do to read them in? Should we get an array to read those numbers into? Okay, we've got an array to read the numbers into. What should we do now? Wow, what? I mean, amazing, yep. I'm glad, yep. Okay. I'm going to use a while loop, why not? So whilst that's incorrect. No, that's correct. What should be my second condition be?
I is less than max numbers. That way. Thank you.
Should it be max numbers or should it be something else?
That's a trick question. I think that's one. Oh.
Yeah. It was a trick question. Okay, good. Then I'm going to increase my eyes and I'm going to scan in what's going on. What am I scanning in? %D, and I'm scanning it into my array at index I. Okay.
Just type numbers plus
I could do that, yes, absolutely. Okay, great. And then I've got to print out some odd numbers, and I think I should do something here. I'm going to call my function. What do you think is a good way to do this? If I just want to use one function for both. And this is, you're never going to get something like this in the exam, okay? Because I'm going to ask you, how can you potentially change this function now, or the inputs into this function, to make it easier to just use one function for both evens and odds?
You can have it receive 1 or 0 and it modulus by that number.
Yeah. So right now,
Even and odd, 0 and 1.
exactly. So right now I'm just sending the array and the size of the array. But what else I can do is I can send it like a modulus, the leftover, and so I can check if it's 1 or 0, and that's how I can figure out if it's odd or even, and then just use one function. So I'm going to send it another thing, and then that means here I'm going to call the function print odd even, and I'm going to give it the size of the array, which is my index. I'm going to give it the array itself, and then I'm going to give it 1 or 0 if I wanted to do the odd numbers. 1, yep. Okay, and then when I do the even numbers, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to send it off to glory with a 0 instead. And then I'm going to do some semicolons, which I forgot, and then I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to do my function in here. Okay, so now that means I've got 3 things going on. Someone's asking, what if by pure coincidence we all malloc a huge amount of memory at the same time during the exam and crash the servers? Okay. That would be unfortunate, and a non-passive aggressive smiley face. What will actually happen is that I can see who is doing what. And if I see someone mallocing an ungodly amount of memory, by pure coincidence, I will show up behind you.
You have to write to the memory.
Yeah.
So when you have to write to the memory to make stuff.
Yeah, I will find you, basically. And suddenly your screen will be... Oh, someone's just trolling me now. She can't show up behind all of us. Well, don't worry. Maybe I can. You don't know what I'm capable of. I'll just duplicate myself. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Hey? Oh, yeah, thank you. Size off. Okay, let's do this print function. Okay, what should I do? Let me do a nested for loop. Now 3 people have left this lecture. It can't be that boring. Devastating, devastating. I will move on, I promise, but it doesn't feel like I will right now. Okay, so I'm going to go through it, and then what am I going to do? I'm going to check what that modulus is. Yep. Yep. And look at this. Now it's called array, not R, just to see that everyone is paying attention. So if array at index I modulus 2 is equal to, what should I do? Remember, I sent it a special flag. Oh, someone's suggesting I might have 899 identical twins. My God, my poor mother. Okay, so I'm just going to use the flag that I sent it, because I don't care if it's odd or even. I'm telling it what to do. I'm either sending it a 1 if it's odd or a 0 if it's even. So, and then I'm finding them, and by that I'm using one function to do it. So I'm going to print out whatever it is that number is. So %d, and it is going to be at array at index I. Okay, how are we all feeling? Everyone's feeling great. I'm not feeling great. Here we go. What have I done here? Oh. Haven't initialized. What have I done? One more person leaving. I'll keep my devastation for later this afternoon. I should get someone else up here to code. Could be fun. Okay, great. It's going to be the next exercise, I reckon. Okay, how will I fix this if I get this warning? What are your thoughts? What if I get this in the exam? What the hell is going on? So yeah, the warning is number 0 is used uninitialized in this function. Whilst numbers I is greater than or equal to 0, you're using the value of the variables number 0 before assigning a value to number 0. Yep. Oh my God. Okay, good. Let's try that. Okay, someone in the chat suggested that, so I'm like, yeah, let's try that. Why not? Let's run it again. Nope, that was not it. What should I do? Okay, you're just going to assign them all. Okay, let's do that. Let's initialize the whole thing. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, well, let's run it. And now I'm going to do numbers until a negative number has been read. And nothing, nothing, nothing.
We are doing a check on it.
Oh, funsies.
Well, they are all 0. They are all 0.
They are all 0, that's right, because I initialized everything. That's hideous. So it doesn't quite work.
I think you should scan it first and then check if it's possible.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it this way.
Scan it in the while loop.
Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to put the scanf inside the while loop. So while scanf,
That's just while you get a valid scan, right?
yeah, that's right.
So are you going to UF? We can do it.
So you're not supposed to.
So now I'm not checking whether or not I've got a negative number in here, huh? It's still a negative number's read in. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, is this going to work? It's not going to work, but probably.
I think
Yeah, there is too many brackets because that's telling me there's too
you
many.
don't need one after the
That's an extra bracket there. That's that one. That's that one. And then that's the full one. Okay. But will that work? Will this actually do what I want it to do? So this will, yeah, so it will keep scanning in numbers whilst there is something to scan and whilst that index is less than 1,000. Yeah.
Can you scan the number and first check it, and then if it's probably assigned to the right?
I could do that. No, there's always different ways to do it.
You can just have, yeah, if the you checks it whether it's negative or not, and then if it's negative, you can set I to a.
Okay. So I could check then that whatever I've just scanned in, if it's
Because you don't want to assign it to the
You can
right.
get that error as break.
someone said break.
Numbers I is less than 0, then set I to max numbers because then that's guaranteed to take you out of the loop.
It will, you're right. You could do that, yeah.
Problem will be you're passing I in later, which is going to send it to the end of the list.
Okay, so you're saying set I to max numbers, okay. What do we think of this solution? Will this work?
No, not quite.
It'll stop the loop.
No, it's wrong. It's just the size of numbers.
Aren't you still assigning the negative number into the right line?
You can if you wanted to, but then you would check it. So if I have it, oh God, the zeros are quite painful. Okay, it compiles.
That would still, I would still at 0.
What about running it? Okay,
Oh, because it runs it with your I.
exactly. Yeah.
That's just making it.
Well, unless you put the second part of a while loop first, then it won't check the scanner.
Okay,
Spaghetti code.
okay, you can. This is getting fun.
Can't we just scan it in and then immediately check if that number is negative inside the while loop as well? So like an and.
Yeah, so it was in here before, yep. So now we check if and numbers
Yeah, so check while true.
is
Numbers I negative.
numbers I is greater than 0 or equal to 0. Okay, what's happening to this condition now? Am I going to check for it as well?
Yeah. 80 character.
Oh, we don't care about style in the exam. Hey,
I think it's,
this is horrible, by the way, but yeah.
this is horrible. Can't you just have like a variable that's called valid or something like that?
You could. Okay, let's see what this does. Let's see what this does. In the end, when you're sitting in the exam, who cares? Just, oh, I keep forgetting that it wants me to do something. It works, right? So yeah, it's a solution that works. Why not? It's not like I'm sitting there when well, I wouldn't even look at the piece of code in question 5 if it passed all auto tests. I shouldn't say that. What if you what?
What if you just put a negative number, like only a negative number?
Oh, I like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Add some.
I should really add a new line because I'm just being very hurt by this.
Put a new line before the even number.
Just put backslash n before even numbers work.
Okay. All right. How's everyone feeling? That was good. That was a little bit of a thinking time, just tiny thinking. Now, I actually randomly have a Kahoot, but I was telling Sophia only 10 people can log in, so it's like a fight to the, hey? Survival of the fittest. Okay, so it's 12:55. I think it's a good time for a break. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do pointers and strings. Maybe not in that order. I think maybe I'll do strings first because we've just done arrays, so it feels right. And then we'll do some pointers. Yeah? All right, let's have a little break. This is how I'm going to go around the 10-person limit. Why is my sound not that loud? Disappointing. Oh, is it all automatic? It's automatic. No, I didn't choose those names either. I'm just letting you know those names are not my choices. Team Forest. Team Sunshine. But look at how many people it's letting me get through. This is a great way for me to know other people's names in this lecture. Just from people I've seen on the forum. I'd like to know semicolon. 20 people limit. Oh, ugh. Oh well. Here we go. Ready? I'm sure there's mistakes in this Kahoot.
Wait, can you increase the number of people?
What? There's too many people speaking to me at the same time.
This one, Sasha. Will it let you add more? No.
No. I refuse. CSE was meant to upgrade for me. Here we go. I don't know. Can you please play us some music, Sophia? Let's do mechanical keyboards. Oh. This is very intense for a Thursday afternoon. Okay. It will compile fine. It will cause a runtime error when it tries to access a null pointer. Okay?
You know, I think that's a
Team Sunset. I really don't like these names. The Sunset, Sunrise, Sunshine. Hey? Someone else is playing music. Oh, very good. So what's better, Kahoot or fake Kahoot? Yeah, damn it. Okay, Team Sunset still in the lead. That music is so spot on to this piece of code. They're like, okay, not that. Oh. Who's taking the lead? Oh, Team Ocean. Woo. Here we go, here we go.
Oh no, top right is
Oh, very nice. Oh, everyone got that right. Everyone's ready for a race. Oh, Ocean's still in front. Sunset close behind. unstoppable. How can anyone beat them now? I feel like I'm commenting a race. Right, here we go. Oh, trick question. Now that I've said that, everyone's questioning their choices. It's the kind of hell that no brackets creates. It's the kind of rubbish you read in the newspaper when they're like, no one could answer this question. I should have done that. That would have been the trick question. Okay, good. Bedmas. It's an exponent. It's an exponent. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I see where this is going. Okay, here we go. Who's going to... Oh, no. Still and quite solidly in the lead. This is why I removed multiple choice from the exam. Oh, in the last 5 minutes to really make sure people know it's ending. That person that's malaching memory, I'll just turn up behind them with the speaker. Oh my God. The stress, the anxiety. Oh my God. Up the ante. Oh, I don't think they can be knocked off their perch now. Kahoot has been silenced by pointers. No, it's back. Don't worry about the style. It wouldn't, I know, but it wouldn't fit my image into a certain space. Oh, wow, okay. Showing off much? Oh, still 1,000. Last few questions. I don't know. Well, I thought I would even people out. Just choose one, basically. There's no way you can do this in 30 seconds. Oh, I gave it a minute. You could do it in a minute. It needs that like old school Mario music, you know, when the fire level, that's the music it needs. Yeah. This is what separates. I don't know what it separates. No. I'm just knocking the team off the perch, maybe. I'm not 100% on this Kahoot music. Who just chose at random? Did people just choose at random, or were people?
And I was right.
Okay. Oh, still on the perch. Oh, there's like team talk time. That's why it's quiet. I didn't see that till question 11.
That's probably like valid. That if this spec is going to be aligned to the system page.
Very good. Okay, here we go. Last two. Ah, this is what I mean. It's not very good with images. Just checking your eyesight. That's horrible. Everyone needs a piece of paper. I know. It's like you look at this and you're like, I need a piece of paper. And you will have one in the exam. Yeah. Mm? I know. Is it cold? Okay. Oh, it's true. You don't have the excitement. Ooh. Well, let's see what happens now. Ooh. All right, last one. Finish on a list. Easy? Oh God, how many nexts? What? Up the top. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can do it. Do you like how I call every function fun? I could have made a mistake. I think this is a question I made a mistake on, and it's actually, yeah. I remembered there was one question that was wrong. It must have been that one. But what does this mean? Does this mean I helped someone?
We got that answer. Wait, I forgot we wanted to go. Yeah.
All right, let's go. go. Let's yeah. Even with that last one.
Identity theft.
All right.
Yes.
All right, shall we do a strings question?
Yes.
I mean, it's a very fast lead in, but we're doing a strings question. Okay, let's do this one. Write a program that will read in a string from standard input and then count the frequency of each character that is in the string. So obviously, in my very unbiased opinion, this is the most awesome course, and then it will count all the letters that have occurred and how many times they have occurred.
This is a very familiar problem.
Is it? Oh, that's just rude. That was, I forgot. Yep. Okay, let's do this one then. Fine. Write a program to take in a string from the user, remove the first occurrence of a given character from that string. You'd be surprised how hard it is to come up with questions that don't just kind of keep repeating themselves. Okay, here we go. In fact, one of the exam questions I was very happy that I wrote, and then I was thinking, I've seen this somewhere before, and it was in your revision questions. So then I had to write another exam question. Great question, though. It was a great question.
What was the question?
It's for me to know and for you to not find out. But it's one of the revision questions in the week 10 space. Okay, so this program removes the specified character from a string and then prints out the new string. Okay, so what do we know about strings? We know that strings are just arrays of characters. And the special thing about them is that they have the null terminator right at the end, saved for the last index of wherever they're at. And that's how we know that it's a string in C, because it is just so weird. What else do we know? How do we read a string off the command line? Yes, fgets. Well done. If I see anyone in the exam use a scanf %s, I will find you as well. And we will have a little chat. Okay, please don't do that. All right, so let's do a prompt. Someone's asked a great question. If there's not a style component, can I lump all my code into the main? Please do not do that, because what we do is we subtract the main when we test your code. So you will have a really awkward thing where you will fail every single test that it will run through. Please write in the function that is provided, not all in the main. Okay, great. Enter a string. Okay, and then I'm going to read this string in. Okay, excellent. What do I need if I'm going to read a string? What are some things that I need inside this fgets? What are the three things that it inputs into this function? An array that I want to read into? Yep, I agree. So let's get an array. It's going to be an array of chars because I'm reading in a string. So char string, and we're going to give it the max that's there because why not? Okay, so I'm going to read into string. I'm going to put in the maximum number of characters. So that's max. That's the size of my array. And then I'm going to say where I'm reading it from, which is my standard input. Okay, excellent. I've got a string now, so that's very exciting. So now I want to be able to ask what is the character that I want removed. Okay, so I'll have a char character. I'll ask the user, enter a character to remove, and I will ask for that character. Here I can use a scanf to read in that character. Okay, should I do that, or what should I do something else? Yeah, very good. Hey?
What if you want to remove a space?
So the space is there because...
No, I mean, what if you want to remove the space from the string?
Oh, if I want to remove, like if I want to just get rid of every space, basically, we can do it. What a great question. We can do that next. Taking questions from the audience. I love that. Okay. No, that question would be too easy. Okay, great. So now a string is just an array of characters. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to move through that array of characters, and I'm going to look for that character that was specified. So int I is equal to 0. I is going to go until null.
No, max. Can you say string I is enough on this?
Yeah, I can, yes. Okay, good. Okay, I could do that.
Well, you should also say and string I is not backslash 0.
Yeah. So here I might be going, and this is where the for loop will just get loose and should maybe swap to a while loop. Should we swap to a while loop? Let's swap to a while loop, because now we've got a few things. Okay, so we'll do int I is equal to 0, and then I'm going to do it inside a while loop. While string I is not equal to character, and so I can either check that I'm not at the terminator, or I can go until I is less than length, so I'll check every single thing in it. It depends, because I could have the null terminator somewhere else. So for example, if we just do okay, so I don't forget, and create an infinite loop. Okay, so whilst it's not equal to a character and whilst it's not equal to a null terminator, I'm going to keep increasing it. So that means when I come out of this while loop, so at this point in time, what it will mean is either string at index I is equal to the character, at which point I should remove it, or I've reached the end of my string. So or string I is equal to that null terminator, and I have reached the end of the string. Okay, so I'm going to check which one it is, because I only want to remove if it is the first case. So if string I is equal to character, and that's the reason I've exited the loop, then what I want to do is I want to now move everything down by 1, up by 1, to the side by 1. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the question's just asking for the first instance of the letter, but it would be a different, you would style it differently if you wanted to do remove every single duplicate. Okay, so now I want to move everything along by 1. So let's say the word that I was entering is hello, and then I asked it to remove the letter E. So that means I am now standing at the E, and what I want to do is I want to move the L into the E, this L into where this L is, and the O 1 over as well. Thoughts, ideas, suggestions? Maybe a while loop? What would be the condition of the while loop? And if I'm moving them along by 1? Yep. Okay, so that moves it along. And how long should I do it for? Yes, I can keep going till the terminator, or I can go till the length and just move everything across. It depends. This is not very efficient if there is nothing there for a while, but okay. So what do we reckon? Will this do something for us that we wanted to do? Maybe, we hope. Okay, so if we do printf and Yep, don't worry about the 80 character limit. Okay, let's try it out. Let's see what it does. Just making things up, you know, why not? Yeah, I think I will. strlen string. There we go. This way I'm making sure that I'm only going until the end of the string. Okay, so I'm just going to use the string length function, which will tell me the length of my string. Okay, let's try that, and let's run it. Enter a string, hello, character to remove E. Excellent. Okay, what should we do? How else can I maybe break it? Hey? Thoughts, ideas, suggestions?
Enter a space in the letter to remove. Oh, that.
Oh, I did.
What about entering space as the character to remove? Space as the character to remove.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, and space.
Oh, did you put percent? Oh, did you put plus C or? I mean spacey. Yeah.
Because it's ignoring white space. That's what this space means, ignore white space. Okay, and then someone said, very good, tried to remove the last letter. Okay, so I'll do that, yep. It's not. Should have done the heaven one, that's, Okay, what about the first letter? Oh, that.
What?
Yeah, that worked.
That's another test.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that seems to be doing all right. Okay, now you were suggesting do a program that just removes all spaces? Or were you saying in this program, how will you remove a space?
Yeah, in this program.
Oh, in this program, yes. You could check for the, yeah, will you answer that for us?
Put a \n instead of the space, because then it'll ignore new lines rather than just all white space.
Yeah, so you could do that. There is a whole bunch of things you can put in front of that %C that can tell it what to do. It's not a very kind of flexible way to do it. There is a getChar function that will just pull out a character, one character, and that's actually a better way to, because then it will find a space as well.
F gets the character.
Yeah, because scanf is a really weird function. And in other C courses, they abstract it away from you, but not us. We show it to you in full glory. All right, how are we feeling? Strings? Just think of it, it's an array of characters. That's all it is, okay? So you're just finding things amongst it, just dealing with it like an array of characters, but it's got characters, not numbers. Yeah? Tom, do you want to poll, even though everyone's just about to pass out? And that's when I'll choose to just land some pointers on. And in the end, just use up everything. Is that all that's left? Perfect. Okay, let's do some pointers. Actually, can you poll me as well? How do people feel about pointers that are here?
Boo.
Boo?
One of you.
Breaking my heart.
I like pointers.
Okay, no one said that.
I like pointers.
Okay, as long as it's not love pointers. There's no hurdle question for pointers. My God, no, we're not that harsh. Imagine that.
I mean, technically we have one for linked lists, so in a way it is a hurdle.
Kind of, but it's...
I love pointers.
I mean, linked lists are all about pointers, but it's like, it's kind of almost hidden from you. You don't realize you're using pointers. Lots of people don't realize that you're just following a method.
It's hard to understand if you...
It's like when people are solving differential equations and then they just follow a method.
It's like doing anything in math when you're using it.
Too soon? Too soon? Okay, let's do a pointer question. Let's do this question that I just made up last night to show you something fun. No one's going to think it's fun, but whatever.
Unless there's pointers.
Okay, pointer factorial. Okay. I don't know how fun it's going to be. Just bear with me. And maybe after this super fun question, maybe we'll finish. Recursion.
Factorial is easiest way to do it is recursion.
You can, but you're going to run into the same problem as with this. Okay, let's do, oh my God, did I forget to, hang on a second. I think I forgot to delete the code that I wrote for it. I'm just going to take that off. No, everything's okay. No, all good. Okay, hey? Exam, yeah. I did have yeah, let's not even go there. Okay, so I've got a main, amazing, as you'll do. I've got int factorial, int number. Please enter a number to find a factorial of. I'm going to scan in that number, then I'm going to call my function called find factorial, and I'm going to give it that number. But also what I'm going to give it, I'm contriving this question and making you use pointers. So I'm going to give it the space where I'm going to save the answer of what the factorial is equal to. So I'm going to give it the address of this variable that I've created here. And what that means is that my function find factorial does not have to return anything, even though really everything in C is passed by value. But because I'm making a copy of an address, it's just changing things in the address, so who cares? Okay, so let's do this find factorial question. Okay, so how do you think I will solve it? How do I find a factorial of a number?
Recursion.
Without recursion.
No.
I should have said that. I should have been more specific. Do you think I might have a loop at some point in time? Probably. I like that, the confidence levels. I like that. Okay, what will be my loop? What will be the condition in my loop? Until I is equal to, will it be int I is equal to 0? Yes, very good. Excellent. Otherwise, it'll be very awkward factorials. I is less than or equal to number. Excellent. And I'm going to increase my I. Okay. And then I'm going to do some magic here. So I'm passing into this function a pointer called factorial.
Should you initialize it outside above the for loop? Say factorial is equal to either 1 or number depending on how you code it.
Yep, I like that. I should initialize my variable. How will I do it? Will I do factorial is equal to 1? I will dereference it. Excellent. So I will dereference it because factorial is a pointer. And when I put the little star, it means go to the address of this pointer and then put that variable in. So I'm going to place a 1 into it. And then in here, I'm going to perform some magic. I'm going to actually do the multiplication. Okay, so what will I do here? What will I write on this line?
Star factorial is equal to star factorial times number. No, sorry, times I.
Yeah. Okay, so what that's doing again, yeah.
You write bracket star factorial times equals I in bracket.
You can, yes. But yeah, so what it's doing, again, dereferencing whatever is at this address, which means it's going to be equal to 1, and then it's going to be equal to whatever is, again, dereferencing whatever's in here, so 1 in this case, and then times I, and whatever I is equal to at the time, and then you'll keep increasing the factorial. Okay, great. So we think that this might actually be, you know, this might work. Let's try it. Okay. It compiles. Okay, great. So I'm going to run it, and we're going to see what happens now. Okay, what number should I do?
3.
Thank you. 3.
Yeah.
Yay. What number should I do?
0.
Yay. What number should I do?
100.
No, I don't want to kill it so early. Give me another number. 6. I like 6. Does anyone know when it will run out of space?
4 billion.
Do you know what number it's not very far. 32? It's going to run out of space. It's going to run out of space way before that. Someone saying 10? 10 is still okay? But I'm getting closer. 14? I'm going to run out of space. But narrowing. It's 12. 12. After 12, I will not be able to go again, okay? Because I've caused an integer overflow. You could use like longs to do it. It's not going to give you a lot of more space. You're going to keep running out of space. So there's different ways to do this kind of question out there for interest. You can look it up. It's got a whole algorithm to it. Otherwise, you'd be, you know, that's not a very 12. I could probably do that in my head. I can't, but.
I mean, you could do any number factorial in your head.
Well,
right?
yeah. But like 12, that feels, you know, 12, I feel like it could, come on, give me more than 12. Okay, you know what? I think we've just kind of exhausted everything. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. Some of you have just been coming to every single lecture, which is amazing. What a commitment. And some of you have even watched leave through the front door, through the back door. We've really just got a story now. I just wanted to say good luck in the exam as well. Don't worry about the exam, although I feel like lots of people that have been coming to the lectures are not as stressed about the exam. But good luck for the exam. You've got this. It's going to be a really fun exam. You're going to have lots of fun. I'll just keep saying the word fun. But good luck. Good luck for your future courses. I hope to see you. I run a whole bunch of other courses, not just 1511. I might see you. I'm starting a new course this year. And so I might see you sometime in that course. And it is a game design course, so which was my other love, not just programming, but also designing things. Anyway, so I really have appreciated all your engagement. Good luck for the rest of the term and for all of your exams. And I'll see you around. That's it. We're done. Thanks. Oh, we're done. We didn't even play you anything. I think was it in your lecture? Yeah.